Hello student, in this video we are going to study regarding cultivation, collection, processing and storage of crude drugs obtained from the natural origin. So we know that after cultivation, collection, processing and the storage are very important to maintain the quality of the crude drugs. Okay, so we will start with one by one, that is cultivation. So it is nothing but the scientific approach to grow medicinal plant in a large scale. So here the large scale production is carried out of the medicinal plant by using certain scientific approaches, where it is better to use cultivated varieties instead of getting the product from the wild varieties. Okay, so there are certain advantages regarding the cultivation, that is it ensures quality and purity of the medicinal plant, it gives better yield, it provides disease free plants, it increases industrialization, that it provides the product for the industry for further processing, it minimizes biodiversity, it ensures supply of raw materials to the industry throughout the year. So these are the advantages because of which the general cultivation of the medicinal plant is carried out. Now we will see the general steps which are involved in the cultivation of the plant. So obviously the first step is selection of the area. So particular land is selected depending upon the type of plant which is to be cultivated, and also for this purpose the type of soil and the pH of the soil, these are also considered, and on the basis of that selection of the land it is carried out. Then second one, that is the land preparation. So land is prepared for the cultivation purpose, where it again depends on the processes which are carried out for the cultivation, that depends upon the type of medicinal plant to be cultivated. Selection of a method, so proper method of cultivation is also selected, which further depends upon the type of plant which is to be cultivated. Next is addition of manures and the fertilizers to the land. Also along with this, proper irrigation is also maintained, where the control over the weeds, it is also required for the cultivation. Then the pesticides are used to control the pest, and disease control is also carried out. Then proper harvesting is carried out in a suitable season and by using a suitable method at a specific time. This is to get a maximum yield or the product from the cultivated varieties. Okay, so these are regarding the general steps which are involved in the cultivation of the plants. Now we will see the different methods of cultivation. So there are two methods of cultivation, such as asexual method and sexual method, where asexual method it is also carried out vegetative propagation, and sexual method it is also carried out seed propagation. So we will start with the asexual method, that is vegetative propagation. So in this method, regeneration of a new plant occur by using any vegetative part of the plant body. Okay, so here any part of the plant body it is used for the regeneration purpose. There are two types of vegetative propagations, such as first one is the natural vegetative propagation, where it includes propagation by means of using bulbs, runner, tubers and the rhizomes. Here the examples are given, that is for bulbs, or bulbs of onion and garlic, these are used. Runner of peppermint it is used. Then tubers of potato, rhizomes of ginger and turmeric, these are used for the vegetative propagation. Then the second method, that is artificial vegetative propagation. So it includes propagation by means of different methods, such as first one is cutting method. So in this, part of the plant like stem, leaf, roots are cut and have capacity to grow into a new plant under a suitable condition. Okay, so in this method generally stem cutting is commonly used method. For example, sugarcane and rose, etc. So this is the image of cutting vegetative propagation. Then second one, that is layering. So in this, roots are included on a stem while it is still attached to the parent plant, and this part of the stem later detach from parent plant and grow into a new plant. So here we can see the stem, when it touches the ground, it starts producing the roots, and after that it gets detached from the parent plant. That is the layering method. Then next method, that is grafting method. So it is a new method or very much known to all of us. That is, new variety is produced by joining part of two different plants. Okay, here two different parts of the plant are used, where the rooted shoot of one plant called stalk is joined with piece of shoot of another plant, that is scion. For example, rose, citrus, rubber. These are the examples for this method. So this is the image regarding the grafting, that is joining of the two different plants parts. Okay. Then fourth method, that is the micropropagation. So in this method, the cells, tissues and the organ cultures of the plant, these are prepared and these are allowed to grow on a nutrient media under sterilized condition. So in this culture, the tissues grow like a mass, that is called as the callus, and get differentiated into plantlets. So which are then transferred into the pots or nursery beds, and these are allowed to grow into a full plant. So here generally the nutrient media, that is the cultures, these are used for the propagation purpose, where either a cell, tissue or an organ of a particular plant, these are used for the propagation purpose. Then the second method, that is the sexual method, which is also known as the seed propagation. So the seed propagation also includes the different types, that is first one, broadcasting method. So in this method, seeds are scattered freely in a well prepared soil. For example, isabgol, sesame seeds. Second method, that is dibbing method. In this method, the seeds are sown by placing in a holes. So about 3 to 5 seeds are sown in the holes, and this method is used for average size seeds. And third, that is the other methods, in which many times seeds are sown in a nursery beds. The seedlings are produced and then transplanted into the farms for further growth. For example, cinchona and clove. So these are the images. First image is regarding the broadcasting, where the seeds are spread in the field, and this method is generally used for the seeds which are having smaller size. Second, dibbing method, in which the seeds are sown in the holes prepared in the soil. And third method, that is the seedlings, these are produced in the nursery bed and then these are transplanted into the open field. Then regarding the collection of a plant, so it is again an important one, that is the collection should be carried out properly for maintaining the quality of the plant. So the crude drugs are collected from wild or cultivated parts, and hence proper selection of a plant part and their proper collection gives the improved quality, as they contain increased amount of the secondary metabolites. Okay, so for collection of a parts of a plant, proper season as well as proper time is selected such that they should contain maximum amount of chemical constituent. So on that basis the collection is generally carried out. Also, a skilled person is required to identify and select the plant of a proper stage. So here skilled persons are required for the collection, where the diseased plants should be rejected at the time of the collection to get a good quality product. Where the factors which affect the collection of the plants, there are two factors, environmental factors and the human related factors. So in environmental factor, the factors like collection season, collection time and age of a plant, these are affecting the collection of the plant. If proper collection season, collection time and the age of a plant is selected, then obviously good quality product will be obtained. And human related factors, it includes skilled person, method of collection, selection of a plant. So here for collection, skilled person, proper method of collection and proper selection of a plant part should be carried out. Now regarding the harvesting, so medicinal plants should be harvested during optimal season or time. This is again to maintain the quality of the collected product. It is the most important step and the time of harvest depends on the part to be used. Where during harvest, care should be taken to ensure that no foreign matter, weeds or toxic plants are mixed with the harvested material. While the containers used for harvesting must be free from contamination. And also here the skilled person is required for the harvesting purpose. Now regarding the harvesting of different parts of a plant, where the leaves, these are collected in the morning after dew has dried, but before heat of a sun has warmed the plant too much. In case of flowers, collected during middle of the day and especially on the day that is dry, where the seeds and fruits are chosen a dry day just before the seeds are ready to disperse, where the seed should not be harvested too early. In case of roots, the roots are dug up whole, where the fresh roots should be washed and cut while they are soft enough. And in case of bark, the barks are collected by peeling method, where the harvesting is carried out during damp days and usually from young branches and the trees. So this is regarding the harvesting of different parts of the plants. So now regarding the factors affecting the harvesting of a plant, there are two factors such as environmental factor and human related factor. Environmental factor, it includes harvesting season, harvesting time, harvesting temperature. While human related factors, it includes skilled person, apparatus used and selection of a plant. So if these environmental factors are considered properly and according to that harvesting of the plant material is carried out, then obviously whatever the product which is obtained after harvesting, it is of a required quality. Now we will see regarding the drying. So after harvesting, drying is carried out, as drying is one of the important parameter, where it is the most common and fundamental method for post-harvest preservation of the medicinal plants. Drying is defined as decreasing moisture content to preserve the product for extended shelf life, where the objectives of the drying, that is to prevent growth of microorganisms, to preserve plant material, to facilitate grinding, to prevent enzymatic destruction and to prevent reaction occur due to presence of moisture. So as we know, moisture, enzymatic action and the microbial contamination, these are responsible for deterioration of the product as well as it causes or decreases the quality of the final product. So proper drying should be carried out, where the methods of drying, it includes the natural drying, where the drying is accomplished by natural air in sun or a shade. Depending on sensitivity to the light, either sunlight or a shade drying is carried out. In this method, plant material should be spread out in a thin layer on a drying frames. If chemical constituents of a drug are quite suitable to temperature and sunlight, such drugs can be dried directly in the sun, for example, seeds and the fruits. Then the shade drying is mainly preferred to leaves, flowers and volatile oil containing substances. Where the artificial drying, it includes, this is the rapid method of drying carried out at well controlled temperature and accomplished by use of fire, heated pipes, drying chambers with proper ventilation. And it includes spray drying, tray drying, vacuum drying, freeze drying and microwave drying. Where the advantages of artificial drying, it is the most acceptable form of drying. It is rapid method of drying. Temperature of drying can be controlled and labor can also be reduced. Then regarding the storage, so after drying, proper storage of a crude drug should be carried out, where storage is the main process to maintain quality of a crude drug and to protect drug from moisture and insect attack. So the storage conditions for the crude drug, for different plant part, the different storage conditions should be provided, where if it is herbaceous plant, fabric bags and plastic bags are used for storage. Dried leaves, airtight containers are used. Roots and barks are packed in a sack. Fruits and seeds are packed in a small bags, while flowers, these are packed in a crates. So after storage, packing is important, where processed medicinal plants are packed in a clean, dry boxes, sack, bags or other containers as per the standard operating procedures, where the packaging material should be non-polluting, clean, dry and in undamaged condition, where for fragile medicinal plant material are packed in rigid containers. Okay, so this is regarding the packaging of the crude drugs which is obtained after cultivation. So this is regarding the cultivation, collection, processing and storage of crude drugs. Okay, so thank you for listening this video, and if you like this video, please subscribe for getting such more videos regarding the pharmacognosy subject. Thank you very much.